Hello, everybody. Softball Grandpa here. Rich alcoholic addict. Long hair. There's a reason. If you want to know why I have long hair, I haven't got my hair cut probably in 4 or 5 years. I'm not sure how long. But Joe the barber used to cut my hair for me, um, and he was in the program, and we and it would take him about an hour to cut my hair because he took his time and because my hair I had like the wild man hair, and I used to have more hair on top too. But again, going back to the subject at hand, um, so when he died, because whenever we had it, when before he died, when he cut my hair, it was like I was going to a AA meeting. It was where two or three are gathered, and we used to talk, and we had some really good, talks, and he cut a lot of people's hair in the program. And he worked at the country club, and but he died of brain cancer. Um, but that's why I have long hair. I've only had it cut, I had the hair it trimmed once, and I had my neck shaved. I probably should get my neck shaved again, so I don't look like what do you want to, the guys that you find in the wash, the homeless guys, Oh, speaking of washes, um, the Arroyo Seco in Pasadena. It's a little river. It runs right by the Rose Bowl, and one day, and there's two golf courses that go through the Arroyo, and we were golfing one day, and we had to go over the bridge a couple of times, going back and forth, to different holes, and it was a concrete wash, and but it used to be the riverbed, and I see these golf balls going down, the water, the wash. I thought, and it's occurred it was easy to get in there, so I thought to myself, what? Let's go down there and see how many golf balls we. So one Saturday, I took my youngest daughter, and we went up to the Rose Bowl, and where one of the bridges was to walk into the Rose Bowl. Um, there was, like a break in the fence, big enough for us to get down and go down the concrete slope and go down there. And I had see that fishing net in the background? I had that fishing net, and we would go down, and I took a couple buckets, and we would sit there, and we'd wait for golf balls to come down, and like within 90 minutes, we had like 65 golf balls, And it was kind of fun, and so I had a big old collection of golf balls, and I got rid of most of them. But I had 5-gallon buckets full of golf balls, and I sold. One day I said, you know what, I got to do something with the golf balls. There's just too many, so I sold a bucket of them, and there was a lot of Pro V1s. Pro V1s are the Titleist, and they're expensive. But but anyway, getting back to that's just I don't mind the devil's playground, so I found stuff to do. On a Saturday morning, get up early when the sun rises, and I go down there. And I used to walk from go down when I go to, and I'd walk up through the golf course, and actually a couple of times I caught a ball because it was bouncing back and forth. An errant shot came from a golfer, and I caught it with the fishing net. And if you ever wonder what a golf ball looks like on the inside, this is what it looks like on the inside. I cut it in half, and now tell me I'm not nuts, And then, I am, well, maybe I am nuts, okay? And then here's my dog, my faithful dog, Henry. Henry, you a good boy? Yeah, he wants to play ball. Oh, look at I said ball, he looked at you. All right, so that's enough from Henry. Oh, get out of here, Henry. Oh, yeah, happy birthday to my two oldest sons. They're 42 years old today. God bless you. The day you guys were born, I was walking 18 inches off the ground to go to the payphone to call Grandma Barkston. Uh, and speaking of, when Grandma did die, they had the estate sale. And that was kind of emotional for me. And went to the estate sale, and I should be looking at the camera when I'm talking rather than looking down. I went to the estate sale, and after the first day, I walked in the backyard where they had the table set up, and I said, they can't sell this. They can't sell this. And they're going to sell this. This is my dad's old oil can, and so I took it, and then after maybe a couple months after everything was said and done, I started going to estate sales. And you know why I went to estate sales? Because it took me back into time of my younger years of seeing stuff that my dad had or grandpa had, at his house, and so I started collecting like oil cans, and I got a whole bunch of them. This is the last one I bought, for 50 cents at its, you can sell these on eBay for $39, and they work, But just getting back to the business at hand, I'm trying to teach my grandkids that find something that you enjoy. If you can have a job that you enjoy, you're way ahead of the curve, because and then find an activity when you're not working, that you can do that, because it's not about money. It's about doing something for somebody else, and you're going to feel that you get the good feeling inside of you when you do that, and it doesn't cost anything. It could be simple, but you just have to find it for yourself, whatever you enjoy, and for me, it's like when I go to the estate sales and find stuff like this, it's keeping the memory of my parents alive, and memory is a great thing to have, especially as you age, because just because. God bless everybody. I love you all, and it is going to be another warm day in Southern California, wow, I'm tongue-tied now. But this is Rich, alcoholic addict, talking to you from my garage. I'm going to get ready to do some more work on my stepdaughter's dresser, and hopefully it'll be done next week. But God bless you all. Talk to you later.